not the first start, but it's the beginning of a very special month. It is Pride Month, which is such a great month because so many amazing people in our community are queer and celebrate Pride, or are allies and have family members and friends who are a part of the queer community. So of course, I always would love to take this opportunity to teach queer science. I also had one of my students suggest this. So yes, today we're going to be going over some queer science, but then also if there's any other science that you guys want to know or that you're curious about, just go ahead and let me know, even if it's kind of off topic. And then also at the end of this class, I will be posting a link to a video. And it's a person, a deaf content creator, who just goes over a list of a bunch of queer signs. So if you want to review, or maybe if I skipped something or whatever, feel free to check out that video that I'm going to post. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and write down some vocab words, and we can go over them together for Pride Month. So fun. So I'm just going to go through the LGBTQ, so QIA+, I think that's what it is right now. L G B LGBT sexual. Okay. I'm trying to write fast, but then it makes me have spelling errors more often, so please don't make fun of me if I spell something wrong. Q.
I can't even spell shoulder right, don't worry.
I'm missing some.
You forgot T.
T? It's right there.
No, she did. She did get it.
This
Trans.
It says Rands.
What?
It
That's for me.
Lagged.
The up and down
Lagged.
didn't show for everybody.
Yeah.
Is that better?
It's weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't s-
Rands. Okay. We're not learning about trans people. We're learning about Rands. I don't know what that is, but so lesbian. When we're talking about LGBT, lesbian is always the first one in that order. So why not learn that one first? So it kind of looks like. Have you seen that like emoji of the person thinking, and they're kind of like, huh? You know that? That's how you say it. I guess lesbians they're really hard thinkers, you know? Yeah, they're really hard thinkers. So they get a lot of thoughts out. No, I'm kidding. So lesbian, you're gonna have an L for lesbian, and then you're just gonna put it right underneath your chin. I see some people, they put the tip of the pointer finger in the middle of their chin. So you can do that to help differentiate from, am I doing that? Is my tracking okay? Yeah. So some people do this instead of this, and it helps differentiate like thinking face versus lesbian. And then similarly on that vein, gay is a G hand. Oh, actually, hold on, guys. I have smart hands now. So I could actually do this. I could do a G hand. Hold on. Yep, this is so convenient. I'm going to do it real quick, guys. It's happening. Okay, here we go. Wait, I know how to do this. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. No, wait. Wait, that's an R. Wait, no. Hold on. Okay, that's good enough. No, wait, no, it's not working.
So.
Hold on, no, wait. Let me do this. Let me have this. Okay, there we go. That's close enough. G-hand for gay on the chin. All right, I just needed a moment, okay? But yeah, G, the letter G right on the chin, so it's the same thing. L for lesbian, G for gay, so that same hand placement, but a different letter. So lesbian and gay, and then bisexual, sadly, does not have like a fancy sign. Instead, we're just gonna be spelling B-I. B-I. So you're having the finger spelling. Remember, finger spelling is always right in front of your shoulder. So you want the back of your hand to be in front of your shoulder, of your dominant side. So just keeping that in that same place and saying B-I. I see some people go like bi if they want to be real fancy. Like they kind of like, woo. And for my non-index users, you're just gonna do B, and then either I, or what I liked to do before I had index is I did a rock and roll. So it's a little bit easier, and you just point to the pinky, so you can say bye, like that. But for my index users, or if you're saying in real life, you could just kind of do a quick flow between the two. It's the same with pansexual, by the way. It's P-A-N. It's the context around it. Sadly, we don't have a sign yet, but it's okay. And then queer is the same sign as rainbow. So if you know how to sign rainbow, does anyone know how to sign rainbow? Close. Yes. Rainbow. Rainbow. Yeah. So you have each finger representing a different color stripe in the rainbow, and you're bridging out from the cloud to make the shape of a rainbow. And because queerness is about encapsulating all identities and queer culture and queer identity, it's just encapsulating that through the rainbow. So you can show that rainbow arching over you, representing the queer community. And then intersex is, this one's pretty hard even if you have index. So it's an I hand. I'm going to say the hand shapes before I do the movement. So it's an I hand and an X hand. And you're going to start with the I facing forward in front of your nose. And then I'm going to do this real slow. Turning down to your chest with an X. So it's that. So it's kind of like twist motion to your chest area with the letter I and the letter X. So you're kind of like almost finger spelling the word and twisting, except leaving out the middle ones. It's a bit of a hard one, I know. And then I think the reason why it ends on the chest. Sorry, what?
I have a
Question up here.
question.
Hello, yes.
What is intersex even?
Oh, sorry. I'm also an educational teacher for not sign language. I'm kidding. So intersex is somebody who is born with both male and female anatomy. So it is like a biological, scientific third gender. So they're physically not a man or a woman. So sometimes they can choose to be non-binary or identify solely as an intersex person, or sometimes they get surgery and then just become a man or a woman. And they're part of the queer community, because even if they're not, maybe they don't identify as trans, it's definitely a different gender that's not really recognized very much. So yeah, intersex. So the I and the X, and the reason it goes on the chest is because trans is on the chest as well, right? So you're saying beautiful on the chest, that's trans, right? So this is how you sign beautiful. Like this hand movement, opening and closing. And then trans is beautiful on the chest. So just showing like your heart, and your heart is changing, your true self is beautiful and emerging out of you, all this beautiful symbolism. So intersex is also kind of in vein with trans, as it's centered on the chest, and signs usually on the chest have to do with feelings. So the sign for feel is a middle finger down on the chest. So you're talking about your feelings of gender identity and stuff like that. So that's why a lot of gender signs are going to be on the chest area, because about feeling and expression. This is like expression. So yeah, intersex and trans really on the same vein sign wise. And then asexual is also in the line of like just finger spelling. So you'd be ACE for ace, ACE, which sometimes people will shorten asexual to ace. So ACE. I've also seen some people, I don't use the sign for sex, but there's an old sign for sex with the letter X on the cheek. So I see some people do asexual with an A on the cheek because you're saying sex, but A. So you're like, no sex. Sorry, upwards, my bad. Not downwards. This is a girl. So upwards. Because I don't use the X on the cheek for sex, I kind of think it looks a bit off, but it's totally up to you. It might just be a West Coast thing. I don't know if anyone here are East Coast based and still use this sign, but I don't think we have any. You said you use this sign? Oh, no. Okay. I think nobody uses that sign, but if I have somebody on the East Coast, correct me. But yeah, so ace, you can say ace, or I guess if you want, you could do this as well. All right. Quick review. So, lesbian. All my thoughtful lesbians. We're very, very, very thoughtful lesbians. Yes, yes, yes. So, on the chin. Oh, and by the way, if I have any new signers here, when it comes to, I get this question a lot, when it comes to which hand you should be using, so for like lesbian and gay and stuff, when it's one hand, you always are just going to use your dominant hand. So what hand you write with. So if you're right-handed, you're going to be doing that with your right hand. If you're left-handed, you're going to be doing that with the left. But if you find it's more comfortable to do it with your non-dominant hand, that's totally fine as long as you don't switch. So you're not doing like lesbian, gay, bi, trans, like you're doing hopscotch with your hands. So as long as you're sticking to one, then it's fine. But most of the time, it's going to be your dominant hand. So yeah, so we have lesbian or thoughtful lesbians. Then we have gay as well with a G hand. Yes. Oh, girl, thank you for showing me that. Actually, I forgot to mention. So some people will do the G hand kind of pointed towards themselves, like girl is doing. So the G is actually, it's almost like you have like a crumb and you're trying to put the crumb into your mouth. But I've always done it like is this the word for this type of, like where your thumb is pressed against your chin. So your thumb is firmly against your chin, but you can also do towards your chin and not like this, but like this. I don't know how to word this. Your thumb is pointed up to the sky. So it's either kind of like you have a piece of pizza in your hand, or the thumb is pressed against your chin. I know it's a bit confusing. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions about that? It's kind of hard to see in VR. Okay. And bisexual, who can tell me how to sign that one? Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, B-I. B-I. And queer. Queer. I love the enthusiasm with this. Yeah, rainbow. Yeah. Really get into that rainbow. Yeah. Intersex as well. This is probably one of the hardest signs, so feel free to go slow. Yes. Yes. Intersex. Intersex. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, and for my non-index users, you could do, like I said, with the, I forgot to mention, with the rock and roll hand, and then I'd go from a pointer finger and then point the pointer finger down. So, like that. Perfect. You got it. Yep. And then asexual, or ace for short. Yes. Perfect. Ace. Yeah. And trans as well, kind of in the same vein as, yeah. Perfect. Yeah, beautiful on the chest. Open hand to closed hand. Perfect. There's some more that I want to teach. Oh, okay. So this one is a little bit more educational as well about the history of this. So for a really long time, I'm going to do this one separately because I actually learned about this separately. Excuse me, not separately. Recently. Binary. I think that's how you pronounce it. So non-binary for a really long time was signed. Okay, sorry. I know you just lost tracking, but it looks like you lost tracking and your hand went straight up, and it looked like you were like, I have a question. I was like, whoa. I turned around and your hand like shot to the sky. That was really funny. Okay, sorry. So. Yes, a very important question. So non-binary for a really long time was signed N, the letter N, and then B for the letter B. So it'd be NB because you're taking the first letter of each word. But now this is not the sign that we use anymore because some really bad people used it for a bad context. So some people were saying NB in the context of racist remarks and also as a way to take that label away from non-binary people. So personally, I wasn't really educated on this. And so I would say NB for years. I was taught that for a really long time. But my non-binary friends explained to me that they prefer NB, like ENBY. If I could write that. So taking the sound of NB, like it still sounds like NB, but it's with an NB. So like the Y and the B as well. So, I mean, it's about your own preference, your own education, and who's around you. But because I've had multiple non-binary friends explain to me that they would prefer NB, you know, I want I want them to feel included. So I'm not personally super educated on it, but I thought I would explain that because there are some people who would prefer not to say NB. So I will teach you how to say NB, which is ENBY. But this is only my surface level education of this topic, and I haven't really delved deep into research about it. But I did want you guys to be aware of it because we do have several non-binary members in Helping Hands. So, it's all about celebrating the differences and new movements coming because, the word queer used to be an insult, but is now kind of repurposed into an inclusive term. So, words kind of change and move, and so do the signs. So just like how there's so many different signs for different words, it kind of moves with the culture as well. But I just wanted to let you guys know about that, even though I'm still kind of learning about it myself. Yeah, there's NB as well. And then I would try to remember, oh yeah, drag queen is a really fun one. Drag queen, and of course pride. And we could do parade as well, pride parades. Except I don't know, are pride parades back? Is like COVID kind of calmed down now? Okay, they're back. I haven't really checked in my area yet, so that's good to know. So drag queen.
Oh, none.
Drag queen. I can't think of an example of one right now, but I think for me personally, when I think of drag queens, I imagine like the really big fluffy wigs that are often really curly and large. So you're gonna have a C hand that's showing like the volume, and you're just gonna kind of like go with this awesome wig. And you can do two hands as well, but I prefer one hand because you can kind of get like sassy. So it's like drag queen, like you're showing like this gorgeous, beautiful wig. Maybe like get sassy with your hips as well. So yeah, it's like showing that awesome wig.
Assuming that those have full body.
Yes, if you don't have full body, you can pretend.
You just
Yeah.
put your head into it.
Yeah.
You just other wiggle.
Perfect.
I see some
and then
sassy
pride.
desktop people.
Yeah, sassy desktop
I know.
people, yes. But gotta be inclusive. So pride is you're gonna have a thumbs up because you're super proud of yourself. So you have a thumbs up, so you're proud, and then you're starting at you're about your tummy or your chest area. You're saying this is where your pride is coming from, your chest, from your body, and it's rising up and you're expressing it. So imagine you're showing this pride building up inside you, and then you're letting it come out because you're so prideful, you're so proud of yourself that you're allowing it to come out and not be deep inside of you. So pride, and this can be used in conjunction with pride flag, pride parade, anything like that. And then parade. So parades are like tons and tons of people marching, right? So you're imagining each of your little fingers are people, and then you have them walking together, and they're shimmying and walking. It's funny because in French Sign Language, I'm pretty sure this actually means, I forget the word in English, but it's like, go on, encore. Like, oh, keep going. So it kind of sounds like you're like shooing, but parade, it's like people marching, right? All the people marching, yeah. So I think if you don't have index, use your open hands, but if you do have index, it's actually a 4-hand. Not 5, so you're gonna have 4. Yeah, because it's like if you have your thumb out, it's like somebody's really tiny. That's right. It's like what? Oh. And then flag with an L is you have the flag post. Here's the post of the flag. We have some flags around here, but you can't see them. Just imagine like the flag post, and then you have the waving flag attached to the post, waving in the wind. Right. Yes. Perfect. Look at all these beautiful flags. Yes. So pride flag, or if you want to say specifically, you can use those vocabularies we learned before. So we can say like lesbian pride flag, trans pride flag. You can kind of combine each of those together and end it with flag. And then gender. So gender. This is a sign that I think the community is still kind of deciding on because currently the few signs that we have now is to do with identity. So the sign for identity is like identity, like this. So you have the letter I and the letter D. That's identity. And the thing we tried is a G. So you're saying G for identity, but the thing is it kind of ends up looking like you're saying two, like you're saying like girl, boy, which is kind of like like you're doing two motions, so it sounds like you're being like two things, which is like So then the other option that we've been doing is with personality. So you have a P for personality, except with a G. So then we're doing a G hand on the chest. This is also where your heart is, right? So you're saying like my heart, my personality, my gender, my expression. And then some people have also said a G hand on the cheek going upwards, because this is a sign for sex, like I said before. So like the sexes, the genders. So right now we have 3 working signs. And like I said, it's totally up to your comfort. So gender as in, you could say like gender identity, or like the same sign as identity. Gender on your heart, like personality, or gender on your cheek, like sex and gender. It's kind of, I know it's a lot, but like, I think this is definitely a sign that we're still making, and we're still, as a community, as in not helping a deaf community, are making and working with the queer deaf members to make everyone feel like it's perfect. And that honestly has to do with pronouns and how pronouns work in sign language. Because watch this, I'm gonna show you how to sign all the pronouns. Watch, ready? She, he, her, they, them, he, it. Can you notice something? They're all the same. Every sign is the same. You're just pointing to people. So pronouns are not really used as much in sign. The only way you would really see pronouns in real life is with your mouth. So you'd be making a sh mouth for she. So you're showing with your mouth, you're saying she. Or if you're saying he, you'd say with your mouth. Or they is a shape. And sometimes also some people can say female, like girl, and then point, or boy, male, point. Or like we said, person, and then point. But most of the time, that is only going to be used when describing a person, as in giving context to the story. So if I'm telling a story about my friend, and I'm saying like, so I went to the bar with my friend, he's a boy, by the way. So that way now the person I'm telling this to has a mental image of this person. I'm like, I can say he's a boy and he has a beard and he has a blue hat. So I'm painting a picture into whoever I'm speaking to. I'm painting a picture in their mind. But you could also just not do that. And it's totally fine. You could also just be like, I was with my friend, whatever, and we just went to this party, and you don't have to say what their gender is, and that's fine too. It's not grammatically wrong. So because of this, unless you're in real life and you're using your mouth to say she and he, most of the time it's completely neutral. So I can point and describe people, and it doesn't actually mean any gender. So pronouns are kind of, they're seen much different than English. So I think because of that, gender itself is something that is still learning how to find its place within the actual signs and the ways that we reference it. So that's why gender doesn't really, it's still finding its way. It's still finding its sign, but you could totally feel free to use any 3 of those signs. And I usually, personally, what I do is gender on the chest, because I just feel like it's like, it's about your personality, it's about your heart, it's about how you feel. And also gender expression, if you want to know how to say expression, express is you're holding your expressions close to you, and then you're bringing it outward. Oh yeah, sorry. Expression as in facial expression. This is expression as like facial expression. But if you're talking about expressing yourself, expressing love, expressing your identity, then you're gonna, hold it close to you and then leave it outwards. Yeah, so expression. So you could also say, my gender expression. And then when it comes to actual nouns, not pronouns, but nouns, like I said, like man, woman, girl, boy, and then more gender neutral ones like just person. Same with mom and dad and stuff like that. So if you've been in my classes before, you probably heard this talk about gendered signs, but bear with me if you have. So if you have, then you could just follow along. Gendered signs are determined by the nose. So draw an imaginary line right below your eyes across your nose from ear to ear. And then everything above that line is going to be masculine. So man, father, uncle, boy, everything is above the nose. And then everything below the nose is going to be feminine. So woman, mother, girl, sister, daughter. But then in the middle, right where you drew that line, is going to be gender neutral. So if you want to say man, I'm going to take my hand from above me, above my line, and then bring it down to my chest. Man. Woman is my chin down to my chest. And then like a non-binary person would be on the side right where that line is. My thumb is touching that line, and then down to my chest again. So it's all about like, or cousin is a great example. If you want to say female cousin, it's below. Male cousin, it's above. Or just gender neutral cousin, you're not specifying, it's in the middle, right? So it's all about that imaginary line right in between. So this is where gender does have a really strong play in sign, because there are gendered signs like mother and father. But like if you want to say a non-gendered version of mom and dad, you could put that open hand on the side. I've seen some people do that for parent. I've seen some people do it on their chest as well. That's another version I've seen. But yeah, so gender does definitely play a role in sign language, but I think the word gender is still finding its feet, funny enough. But yeah, so it's totally up to you. So going back, doing a quick review, we can go over these, and then what time is it? Oh, perfect. And then we'll answer some questions. And then if any of you guys want, if you're feeling up to it, I'm not going to force you. I was thinking maybe doing some Just Dance after this. So if you wanted to come, we could do that, but whatever, no worries. Anyways, so drag queen, who can show me how to sign? Drag queen. Perfect. Yes, that's right. You could do one hand or two hands. So you could get sassy with one hand, get sassy with two hands. Totally acceptable either way. And then pride. Perfect. Yes. That thumbs up, building up and coming out. Yep. And parade. If you know pride, you gotta say parade as well. Yeah, perfect. Parade. Kind of looks like you're shooing somebody on. Shoo. And flag as well. Pride flag. Perfect. Yes. Flag flowing in the wind. And gender, you have to show all three of them. No, you don't have to. Just one is good. Perfect. Yes. So gender, or gender. Perfect. Yeah, you guys remembered all of them. That's awesome. And then just kind of a brief overview of what we said of female pronouns being above that imaginary line, male pronouns being below that imaginary line, and non-gendered pronouns being right in the middle. Sorry, did something silly happen?
The opposite.
What happened?
Yeah, you said the opposite.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. You guys were all like, what? Sorry, I was totally thinking of something else. Masculine, feminine, gender neutral. My bad. I should have recorded that. You guys all went like this. Okay, so thank you for participating. You guys did amazing. Are there any questions about signs or about what I went over? It does not have to be about pride signs. It could be about absolutely anything and everything. Yes. Proud? Yes, proud is the same. So you're showing you're proud, you're prideful. It's all the same. Yeah, it's all the same. Anything like that. Yeah. Proud, pride. If you want to differentiate it in real life, you can use your face. So you can say proud. You do make an ow sound. Well, it'd be like more the shape of your mouth, like ow. And then pride would be e. So it's about your face. One day, I'm going to have a freaking face tracker and I could just show you. Like, that'll be great. But for now, if you're in real life, it's a ooh or an ow versus an e shape because you're mouthing
C
it.
has one.
Yeah, I think I heard.
For the Vive?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, no, you can connect it to the index. It's just expensive.
Frios has one. You should steal it.
I know.
It doesn't work.
Like 100, 200?
Microphone break.
Oh, lol. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, ally. I actually don't know that sign. I would think support or supporter. This is support, like a fist is about to fall, so another fist comes up and supports them. You're saying support. So I would think supporter. That's how I would say that. But you could also probably fingerspell ally. I don't know of a special sign for that, but there might be out there. So I've always just said supporter or fingerspelling ally. That's a good question, though. Yeah. Does anyone else have any? Yeah.
I was in the range.
N-E-B-Y. Sibling. Oh, sibling. Yeah. So just like I said, it's going to be on that middle line. So sister is going to be more on the cheek. Sister, or you can say girl, sister. And then boy, brother. And then I've seen like non-gendered sibling just to be like more exaggerated on the side, because I know sister could look a little close, but I've just seen it more exaggerated, like really pointing, like sibling, you know, sibling. Yeah, that's what I've seen. Yeah, that's a good question. Any other questions before we chill? Yeah. Can use ally. Oh, like relationship? Or like together? Yeah, I could see that maybe, like supporting each other. I think support would be a little bit more clear. Connected. Yeah, I could see that. I think support would be just a little bit more clear, but I think maybe if you say support and then that's kind of like I'm supported and I'm connected and I'm a part of it. I think that would work, but I think support is a little bit more clear, just in my opinion. Yeah. Sorry, I have people in my house. Any other questions? Cool. Do you guys want to go take a picture real quick and then chill out for a bit? And if anyone wants to go hang out after, we can.